Afternoon. We are on day 225, and we are now in the book Hosea, and we're going to start in chapter 1. The word of the Lord came to Hosea, the son of Beri, in the days of King Uzziah, Jotham, Ahaz, and Hezekiah of Judah, in the days of King Jeroboam, son of Joash of Israel, the family of Hosea. When the Lord first spoke to Hosea, the Lord said to Hosea, "Go, take for yourself a wife of prostitution and have children of prostitution, for the land commits great prostitution by forsaking the Lord." So he went and took Gomer, daughter of Diblaim, and she conceived and bore him a son. And the Lord said to him, "Name him Jezreel, for in a little while I will punish the house of Jehu for the blood of Jezreel, and I will put an end to the kingdom of the house of Israel. On that day I will break the bow of Israel and in the valley of Jezreel." She conceived again and bore a daughter. Then the Lord said to him, "Name her Lorumath, for I no longer have pity on the house of Israel or forgive them, but I will have pity on the house of Judah, and I will save them by the Lord their God. I will not save them by the bow or by the sword, or by war, or by horses, or by horsemen." Then she had weaned Lo-ruhamah. She conceived and bore a son. Then the Lord said, Name him Lo-ami, for you are not my people, and I am not your God. Yet the number of the people of Israel shall be like the sand of the sea, which can be neither measured nor numbered. And in the place where it was said to them, "You are not my people," it shall be said to them, "Children of the living God." The people of Judah and the people of Israel shall be gathered together, and they shall appoint for themselves one head, and they shall rise up from the land, for great shall be the day of Jezreel. Say to your brothers Ami and your sisters Ruhamah, Israel, plead with your mother, plead, for she is not my wife, and I am not her husband, that she put away her prostitution from her face, and her adultery from between her breasts, or I will strip her naked, and expose her as in the day she was born, and make her like a wilderness, and turn her into a parched land, and kill her with thirst. Upon her children also I will have no pity, because they are children of prostitution, for their mother has prostituted herself. She who conceived them has acted shamefully, for she said, "I will go after my lovers. They give me my bread and my water, my wool and my flax, my oil and my drink. Therefore I will hedge up her way with thorns, and I will build a wall against her, so that she cannot find her paths. She shall pursue her lovers, but not overtake them. She shall seek them, but shall not find them. Then she shall say, I will go and return to my first husband, for it was better with me then than now." She did not know that it was I who gave her the grain, the wine, and the oil, and who lavished upon her silver and gold, that they used for Baal. Therefore I will take back my grain in its time, and wine in its season, and I will take away my wool and my flax, which were to cover her nakedness. Now I will uncover her shame in the sight of her lovers, and no one shall rescue her out of my hand. I will put an end to all her mirth, her festivals, her new moons, her Sabbaths, and all her appointed festivals. I will lay waste her vines and her fig trees, of which she said, These are my pay, which my lovers have given me. I will make them a forest, and the wild animals shall devour them. I will punish her for the festival days of Baals, to whom she offered incense, and decked herself with her rings and jewelry, and went after her lovers, and forgot me, says the Lord. Therefore I will now allure her, and bring her into the wilderness, and speak tenderly to her. For there I will give her her vineyards, and make the valley of Angkor a door of hope. There she shall respond as in the days of her youth, as the time when she came out of the land of Israel, or Egypt. On that day, the Lord, you will call me my husband, and no longer you will call me my Baal. For I will remove the names of the Baals from her mouth, and they shall not be mentioned by name and they shall be mentioned by name no more. I will make for you a covenant on that day with the wild animals, the birds of the air, and the creeping things on the ground. And I will abolish the bow, the sword, and the war from the land, and I will make you lie down in safety. I will take you for my wife forever. I will take you for my wife in righteousness and justice, in steadfast love and mercy. I will take you for my wife in faithfulness, and you shall know the Lord. On that day I will answer, says the Lord. I will answer the heavens, and they shall answer the earth. And the earth shall answer the grain, the wine, and the oil, and they shall answer Jezreel. And I will sow him for myself in the land, and I will have pity on Lo Ramah. I will say to Lo Ami, you are my people, and he shall say, you are my God. The Lord said to me again, go love a woman who has a lover and is an adulteress, just as the Lord loves the people of Israel, though they turn to other gods and love raisin cakes. So I brought for her 15 shekels of silver, and a homer of barley, and a measure of wine. And I said to her, you must remain as mine for many days. You shall not prostitute yourselves, you shall not have intercourse with a man, nor I with you. For the Israelites shall remain many days without a king or prince, without sacrifice or pillar, without ephod or teraphim. Afterward the Israelites shall return and seek the Lord their God and David their king. They shall come in awe in the Lord and to his goodness in the latter days. Hear the word of the Lord, O people of Israel, for the Lord has an indictment against the inhabitants of the land. There is no faithfulness or loyalty, and no knowledge of God in the land. Swearing, lying, and murder, and stealing and adultery break out. Bloodshed follows bloodshed. Therefore the land mourns, and all who lives in its languish, together with the wild animals and the birds of the air, even the fish of the sea are perishing. Yet let no one contend, and let no one accuse, for with you is my contention, O priest. You shall stumble by day, the prophet shall stumble with you by night, and I will destroy your mother. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because you have rejected knowledge. I reject you from being a priest to me, and since you have forgotten the law of your God, I will forget your children. The more they increase, the more they sinned against me. They change their glory into shame. They feed on their sin. They feed on the sin of my people. They are greedy for their iniquity, and it shall be like priests. I will punish them for their ways, and repay them for their deeds. They shall eat and not be satisfied. They shall prostitute themselves, but not multiply, because they have forsaken the Lord to devote themselves to prostitution. Wine and new wine take away the understanding. My people consult a piece of wood, and their divining rod gives them oracles. For a spirit of prostitution has led them astray, and they have prostituted themselves, forsaking their God. They sacrifice on the tops of mountains, and make offering upon hills, under oak, poplar, and terebinth, because their shade is good. Therefore your daughters prostitute themselves, and your daughters-in-law commit adultery. I will not punish your daughters when they prostitute themselves, nor your daughters-in-law when they commit adultery, for the men themselves go aside with prostitutes and sacrifice with female attendants. Thus the people without understanding comes to ruin. Though you prostitute yourself, O Israel, do not let Judah become guilty. Do not enter Gilgal, or go up to Bethaven, and do not swear as the Lord lives, like a stubborn heifer. Israel is stubborn. Can the Lord now feed them like a lamb in a broad pasture? Ephraim is joined to idols. Let him alone. When their drinking is ended, they indulge in sexual orgies. They love lewdness more than their glory. A wind has wrapped them in its wings, and they shall be ashamed because of their altars. Hear this, O priests. Give heed, O house of Israel. Listen, O house of the king, for the judgment pertains to you. For you have been a snare to Mizpah, and a net to spread upon Tabor, and a pit dug deep in Shittim, and I will punish all of them. I know Ephraim, and Israel is not hidden from me. For now, O Ephraim, you have prostituted yourself. Israel is defiled. Their deeds do not permit them to return to their God, for the spirit of prostitution is within them, and they do not know the Lord. Israel's pride testifies against him. Ephraim stumbles in his guilt. Judah also stumbles with them. With their flocks and herds they shall go to seek the Lord, but they will not find him. He has withdrawn from them. They have dealt faithlessly with the Lord, for they have borne illegitimate children. Now the new moon shall devour them along with their fields. Blow the horn of Gibeah, the trumpet of Ramah. Sound the alarm at Bethaven. Look behind you, Benjamin. Ephraim shall become a desolation in the day of punishment among the tribes of Israel. I declare what is true. The princes of Judah have become like those who remove the landmark on them. I will pour out my wrath like water. Ephraim is oppressed, crushed in judgment, because he has determined to go after vanity. Therefore I am like maggots to Ephraim, and the rottenness to the house of Judah. When Ephraim saw his sickness, and Judah his wound, and Ephraim went to Assyria, and sent to the great king, but he is not able to cure you or heal your wound. For I will be like a lion to Ephraim, and like a young lion to the house of Judah. I myself will tear and go away. I will carry off, and no one shall rescue. I will return again to my place, until they acknowledge their guilt, and seek my face. In their distress they will beg for favor. Heavy words. Hosea shows us the challenge of having to love a person or persons who are causing harm to themselves and others. But there is encouragement. Hosea 3 offers transformation that comes from tough love, which is what God sometimes has to do with us. What might tough love look like to you? Have a great afternoon. We'll see you again.